Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Alyssa and I am so glad you're here. Feel free to take a look around, check out some of my videos, and if you feel inspired, hit the little red subscribe button below and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. So today is Monday, and that means that it is the day that I check in with you guys on how I'm doing my weight loss efforts since I started tracking my macros 2 weeks ago. So it is my 2-week weigh-in, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I'm doing. And I also thought I would give you guys some tips today on how to stay motivated and how not to let yourself slip off track. But before I get to that, I want to share with you guys what I'm having for breakfast today. It is an oldie but goodie. You have seen it before, but I'm sitting here with a bowl of my pumpkin pie oatmeal. So it is almost Halloween. It's October 30th. I just got back from the dog park with my dog Duncan, and it was super cold today. It is unseasonably cold in Florida, which is why I want to warm up with my pumpkin pie oatmeal, but also because it actually feels like the right season, which is so rare. Here in Florida, it actually feels like fall. I moved here about 10 years ago, and I swear it never really gets cold. Like, it stays super hot and humid every year until like Thanksgiving. So the fact that it is October 30th and it was 52 degrees when I woke up this morning, I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm sitting here in a tank top, but it's actually warmer inside than outside, which is very rare in my world these days. So I'm warming up with my pumpkin pie oats, and it actually feels like fall, and I'm super excited about that. So let me get to how much I weighed this morning, because I know that that is probably a reason why many of you are here. So I stepped on the scale this morning and I was 1.5 pounds lighter than I was last week. So that means in the first 2 weeks of checking macros, again, I have lost 5.5 pounds. And I think that's pretty awesome. I will take it. I knew that I wasn't going to lose as much as I did in the first week. I never do. Week 2 is always a struggle, but I'm really happy with 1.5 pounds, and 5.5 pounds in 2 weeks is awesome. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because it's not all about weight and how much I've lost or didn't lose, is how to keep on track and stay motivated when sometimes you have those moments where you really want to have something that is not on your plan. So I actually had one of those moments last night. My husband and I went to Costco and he bought this huge thing of pretzels, and then I also saw the jar of tahini, and I don't know what was up. I feel like sometimes the night before I know I'm gonna step on the scale that I always want to eat the most. And I feel like it's because, I don't know, it's almost like a self-sabotage kind of thing, but I actually used some tricks and tips that I'm going to share with you now to help myself stay on track. So tip number 1 is accountability. Now that can mean a bunch of different things to different people. So I want to go through a few of the different ways that you can stay accountable. So for me, you guys know that I make these videos to help keep myself on track. I know that I'm going to come on here every Monday morning and let you know how I'm doing, what the scale says. And I actually used that tip last night. I really wanted to reach into that giant barrel of pretzels. They are like one of my favorite foods, and just eat like handfuls of them. But I knew that I was gonna be on here this morning telling you how much I weighed when I stepped on that scale, and that actually helped me to stay on track. It also helped that I told my husband that if he was done eating those, he needed to put them away because they were tempting me and I was not going to go on track because he was leaving them out. So he did, he actually put them away, and that was really nice. So at one point in my life, I was actually being held accountable by a trainer that I was working with, and he had me send him a diary every single day of what I ate the day before. And of course I could have lied, although when I got on the scale, he would have known. But if I had to write it down and send it to him, I for sure was not going to send him something that was not on plan. I knew if I was going to write it down and send it to him, then I was going to stay on track. You don't necessarily need to send it to another person, but just the fact of if you bite it, you write it is enough to keep some people going and keep them from eating things that they necessarily probably wouldn't want to if they didn't have that extra step of accountability to keep them honest. So if it helps you to find a friend to send it to, or if it just helps you to know if you were going to put it in your mouth, if you were going to bite it, you were going to write it, that's something that you can do to help keep yourself honest. And actually, MyFitnessPal even has a way, I think, that you can watch other people and what they're eating. So if you have a friend who uses MyFitnessPal, they can be your accountability partner. You can share your daily meals with them and they can see what you're eating, so you know that someone else is watching and it's not just being accountable to yourself. Now, accountability doesn't have to only be with regards to food. It can also be with regards to exercise or anything else. So for example, last year, a friend of mine and I decided that we wanted to hold each other accountable for working out. Now, if you have a gym buddy or somebody that lives close by that you can go to the gym with, that's awesome. Just make sure that that person is not somebody who, if you say, oh, I don't want to go, will be like, oh, I don't want to go either, let's go to the bar or something. Make sure it's somebody that you know will be on it with you. But if you don't have somebody who lives close by or goes to the same gym as you, there are other things that you can do. So for example, my friend that I was telling you about, she lives in Seattle and I live in Florida. But we made this pact that we were going to work out every single day, and then we were going to use Snapchat and take a snap of ourselves after the workout and send it to each other and let each other know what it was that we did. And it became a habit. Like I would be like, workout, Snapchat, you know? And it was my first time getting on Snapchat. I was kind of late to that game, but it was my reason for actually getting the app and starting to use Snapchat. And it really worked and I loved it. And I loved getting her snaps and seeing what her workout was. So you don't have to have somebody that lives right with you, just as long as you have somebody that you can count on. And like I said, I think last week or the week before, I would love it if you wanted to use me as your accountability partner. You know that I'm gonna come on here every Monday morning and tell you my weight and tell you how things are going. So I'd love it if you joined along, and every Monday, let me know in the comments down below how you're doing, how your week was, how your weight is. Anything that you accomplished this week. Doesn't necessarily have to be your weight. It could be fitting into a different pair of pants or exercising more often. So I would love to be your accountability partner if you need one. And that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is set small goals and reward yourself for reaching them. So it doesn't have to be a big reward, and I would not recommend it being a food reward. That's a little bit too much of putting food on a pedestal and making it too important, and it's also a slippery slope and it could set you off track. So I'm gonna share with you how I am using this tip. So for my birthday, if you watched my vlog about what I ate on my birthday and saw that my husband gave me all these nice gifts, one of the things that he gave me was a gift card to a store that sells higher end workout clothes. And last week, I think it was, I went to the store and I found a pair of pants and a tank top. And I felt so special in those clothes and that I had them, and I never would have spent that money on myself. But I thought, man, I feel so good in these. I should probably start revamping my wardrobe and get some more of these nice clothes and actually feel good in the things that I'm wearing and actually show off the hard work that I am putting in and dress nicer, even if it is workout clothes that are nicer workout clothes. So last week, after I lost about 4 pounds, I was about 11 pounds from my first little goal. And I said to myself, when I lose these next 11 pounds, I'm going to buy myself something else from that store or something else from another company that makes really nice workout clothes. So as of last week, I was 11 pounds away, having lost 1.5 pounds. Now I'm only 9.5 pounds away from getting a new item of clothing for my wardrobe and making the outside fit how I feel on the inside. So I'm super excited about that, and I think that's a really good tip. It doesn't have to be clothes either. It can be an experience, like a show if you like going to see shows like a Broadway show or something like that, or to a concert or to a night out with friends. Whatever motivates you to get to that goal, do it. It can be, if I stay on track for this many days in a row, I'm going to treat myself. Or even if I lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds. I wouldn't recommend necessarily going over 10 pounds because I feel like that's too far in the future. But I would definitely recommend treating yourself to something nice so it doesn't feel like a never-ending journey. And when am I going to get to this end goal before I actually treat myself? Treat yourself along the way. You could go to a spa, get like a facial or a massage, whatever makes you feel good, I say do it. Tip number 3, and this one I feel like if you are someone like me who likes to track and count macros or calories. If I know I have been doing this and I have been on point for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long it is, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to start back at zero. So there are a couple of ways that you can do it. You can actually physically have a calendar and cross off the days. But of course, in 2017, there are lots of higher tech ways that you can do it as well. There are a number of apps that you can use. One I think is called Habit Share. I've only downloaded it. I haven't spent too much time on it, but you can keep track of how many days in a row you do a bunch of different things until they become habits. And you can share those, another way of accountability, with other people who also have the app. There's also an app that I used a long time ago called Streaks, and that is as simple as a calendar, and you just cross off the days and it tells you how many days in a row you have been on this streak. And similarly, MyFitnessPal will tell you on your daily feed, you have been tracking for this many days in a row. And I know for myself, I see that and I'm like, wow, like 12 days, I don't want to start back at zero. Or even like bigger than that, like 3 months. It's like, wow, I've been doing this steadily for 3 months without fail. Why would I want to mess that up? So keeping track of streaks is something that really helps me. So those are my top 3 tips, but I actually do have a bonus one for you. So this past weekend, actually on Friday, was my wedding anniversary. I've been married for 5 years now, and I wanted to post a picture about it on Facebook. So I went and I was looking through old pictures on my computer. And I saw a number of old pictures, including from our, engagement photo shoot, where I was about 20 to 30 pounds lighter, maybe 25 pounds lighter than I am now. And I was like, man, I look good. My husband even saw one of the pictures. He was like, oh, look at your legs. They look so small. And I was like, because I weighed 25 pounds less. But looking at those pictures brought back such good memories of how I felt about myself and the confidence that I had. And I feel like looking at old pictures every now and then is super helpful. And it was really a great thing to do to help me keep on track. Because looking at those pictures, I thought, I can do it. I can get there. And I can feel like that again. And it was really inspiring to help me keep going, because sometimes you just need that little push. Now, not everybody has this, because not everybody is like me that has gone up and down their entire life and have those low points to look at. Some people are on this weight loss journey or transformation for the first time and they've always been heavy. But if you do have those pictures of yourself from the past that you can look at and remember and think about how you felt, I think that's a really great motivation. Now, I don't suggest looking at pictures of when you are heavy and thinking, I don't want to look like that. It is so much healthier to look at pictures that give you positive feelings and think, I do want to look like that and I do want to feel like that. So that is my bonus tip for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe below. I'm sorry that I have been only posting once a week. I do plan on posting at least another video this week, so watch out for that. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below, because I love hearing from you guys. And if you are following along with this journey and doing it along with me, let me know in the comments down below how you did this week, because I would love to know. So I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.